My project is on furniture design with banana fibers. So initially we started with GIAN, Gujarat Grassroots Innovation Augmentation Network. So they gave a set of projects which we can take over. In that, one interesting thing we found is about Mr. Murugesan. So he's a school dropout who innovated a machine to make ropes out of banana fiber, and he patented that idea, and he's a social entrepreneur and he employs a lot of women. And the other reason is we know like majority of parts of India, like the banana cultivation is happening all over the year. So also the other reason, I'm particularly from a agricultural background. I know about this banana fiber, so I thought this topic would best suits me in terms of understanding the material. So first, we all know about banana and everything, but what happens after the harvest is done? Mostly, either the stem is cut down, and either they burn it on site, otherwise they will dump it and make it as a bio waste. And that is one. And second is they either use the inner core of the banana stem to for food, and the outer sheets which has more fibers which are often left untreated and wasted. So my first visit, we visited the actual crafts facility which was owned by this Murugesan. So while there, we came to know about what all the process involved in making the fiber and how all they utilize it in a craft manner. So basic short story, like once the harvest is done, they will separate all the sheets and they dry it, either sun dry it or shade dry it, and collect all the outer sheets. And just before making any craft, they will just wet the fiber so that it gets little easy to work hands on. Another reason, like it has a lot of impurities, and this process helps them clean that. Second is, one, all the sheets are you like they have basic tools like nails to clean or layer the sheets into smaller pieces. Then they will make fibers. But this fiber, it's not exactly a fiber because it has some stem component in it. And fiber, in the sense, extracting a fiber will look like this is how fiber looks. This is the extracted fiber, but these are the ropes which are made along with the fiber with the stem components. Then they have machines, either manually operated or motorized, which they use to spin the wheel to twine the ropes. And once the spinning is done, and they will again collect it and measure it for storage. And yeah, and there are a lot of hierarchies which I will be discussing. And once these raw material is taken, depends on the product, whatever the product is, and based on that, either they rope or just the strands or sheets, whatever it is, they will just collect it. Then the weave crafts women, oh, these women are rural women, and they are employed under Murugesan for a basic wage of 200 per day, which is very bare minimum for anyone. So, and they use simple molds like aluminum molds or galvanized iron sheet metal molds to make desired shapes. Once the shape is done, they do a antifungal treatment, which is very much organic. They use moringa trees gum and maida to give a dip, and they immediately sun dry it so that they claim it passes the fumigation process. This is their working setup. They have a central rail. So while making this rope, they have to walk front and back. So they have a clear area on the front, and all the craftswomen, they sit like along the wall. And spinning people, they sit here, and all their molds were kept on the loft, and this is a basic setup, their workshop. And main tools they use is fiber separator, which is basically a set of nails, and manually operated machine. This needs consistent speed rotation by experienced people. Then there is motorized, and based on the rope thickness they want, they will either decide to go with what machine, and based on the demand. So what all products they can make, and what we have observed. So you can have a look at the existing products. These are the products they have made. The difference is these products are mainly, it's not a rope based, these are sheath based. So yeah, this sheath, the outer skin, and their weaving pattern. They have a unique weaving pattern which makes it very strong. These products are done by them. Yeah, these products are done by the craftswomen there, and they have certain separate each one, each form they have a galvanized iron mold, so which they used to make. So yeah, other than these techniques, weaving techniques, they were also crochet inspired weaving. Also, they were familiar with the rope materials, and these are braided sheets. Where and for mold to get a perfect form, either they use molds or they use frames, steel rods, small of desired shape. They bend and make forms. So this is their standardization method which they follow to get a consistent product standards. So these are other materials they were also keep on exploring. They most of their exports, like the customers are either from domestic or mostly from international customers. So these are like various other techniques they were familiar, and they were like trying out. So basically, their products can be categorized into these set. Lot of multi-purpose products. Like they will use that same cone for as a lampshade and sell it as a lampshade. At the same time, they use as a flower bouquet, and baskets. Lot of basket varieties. Then bags. All these are already existing design. They just copy and make a new design. And mini objects like coasters, trays, such things. Then lampshades. Most of the lampshades they use, they don't use any weaving technique or anything, but they just use a frame, just covering. For covering they use ropes. It's not a novel thing, but this is how they practice. And they manufacture shade mats. These are the categories which falls. Then another important thing which I observed there is they also conduct training to other surrounding rural women, so which encourages them, at the same time creates them a livelihood, but which is not very useful, but they give a bare minimum wage and get them done. And so most of the workers, like 95% of the workers are women and rural women. So what does this impact of banana fiber products made to society? First, even the farmers, they get an additional income, whether the stem doesn't go waste, they can resell it. If they do a value addition, so they can get an additional wage, and that process offers them waste reduction for the environment. Then community development, so all these self-help groups, so collaborations. Then this is a completely environmental friendly process. Even the treatment, they haven't used any inorganic treatment. So, and this is also a good business opportunity which a lot of people are taking up these days. And after these visit, we found three areas to work on. One is intervention on their machineries. So either to speed up their process, we can work on their tools and toolings and machineries. And second is a new product lineup to increase their portfolio so that they'll get a better standard in terms of design. Also, to benchmark a banana fiber product. Third is low cost packaging. So this sheets also used as a packaging material alternate. So this is also an opportunity, but we find this has a broader scope in terms of business and other module, because this module which they were doing, it can be expanded at all over the pan India, wherever the banana cultivation is happening. Like, it has a good scope. So only thing is, we all find as a designer, their design skills are, they don't have any design skills. They just copy, make a mold and do it. So we better try to push their portfolio so that we can also know what extent we can go with this banana fiber. So then we started clustering what all the products, what all the uses. So most of the products are interior decoration. So these products are completely based on shelf life. So what does it mean is, these are not very much usable or very utilitarian base, or just hang it on a shade or in a shelf. So first, this was one observation. Second, we try to push it little utilitarian based. Second, interior furniture basics. Then blinds and mats, all the skin furnitures. So first, starting with the raw material. So our idea was initially very blank. So how can we proceed with that? So we have very different layers of their raw material. It has various order. Each order, when it keeps on increasing, the cost gets more because it is value added. Second, the number of man hour spent on each process, it also increases, which is directly proportional to the women employment. So our goal is to try to give maximum man hours, so they will get employed at least for maximum days. So to give a basic explanation, this is a stem, dried stem. They layer it into small sheets, and they will twist it to make single corded fibers of various size. Then the next degree, it goes towards making ropes. Starting from 1 mm, they can go till 10 mm ropes with just the skin. They braid it manually, like hand ways, weave the braids based on 3 strands or 5 strands or 7 strands. And this one, like during my second visit when I was exploring, so accidentally what happened, one of their sheet got twisted more, another didn't. But that created a good beading pattern, which is one of the exploration. And the final and the expensive one is the fiber ropes. So this uses the whole stem, but this just extract the fiber during with extraction machine. This is little energy consumption process, but it it is time consumption. So employment directly proportional to employment opportunity. Also cost wise increase. Third main important thing, this has good strength comparing to all these, and a better life. And this one, the same banana fiber, but this is from Kerala. A set of craftsmen, they were making a dyed one. This uses inorganic process, but still it is happening. So this is the raw material range. So then we were trying to place our product, what kind of product we are going to do, and where we are going to place. So so we use space making approach to find which one, which can be a potential area. So either it can be a floor based, but the life comparing the property. So we finalize it. It can be a space object based intervention. Second, the intervention can be on the openings. Third, it can be a surface treatment, I mean a coverage thing. These are 3 areas which we finalized. Then coming to what product we are going to do. So we followed the business strategies of leading market players, sustainability things, which IKEA does. So they don't place a product for a particular person. They do place a product for a particular person, but anyone can buy. So this is called adaptive positioning. So our aim is to do the same. We position, target some user for our design, but it can be used by anyone. So we finalize some users based on their criterias, like bachelors, single people not living at their home, newly married couples, families with youngest child under 6, no children families, students and professionals. These are like very floating population people where they target. So same adaptive positioning we did, and we studied few similar users which who accommodate their space like that. So second is we are incorporating in a space, but the now the question is which space we are going to incorporate. So we finalized studio apartments. So studio apartments are nothing but the same set of bachelors and people. They won't afford a larger space. They have a smaller space where they have their living hall room together in a single hall. So these kind of spaces, studio apartments are there. So we try to focus on this area first because our primary aim is to create a range of product. But where to start? We gave a start here, and so our mono segment audience are special attention to 16 to 30-year-old adult, then people who are in tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Third, living in a studio apartment, trying to set the launch area from themselves. Since the space is open, they want themselves to give a private space inside their house. And people who have a sustainability interest, uh, these are their our target audience. So then we fixed a final brief where designing launch furniture for studio apartments using banana fiber to diversify the portfolio of rural banana fiber craft. So our primary idea is to create a product at the same time. It should little push ahead of the craft, and the primary objective is to promote sustainability and rural women employment. So this is the first area where it is very new product, like new material. But to benchmark, we got IKEA was doing range of products based on banana fibers. So our initial study started here. How IKEA does banana fiber products. Most of the products are made in India but sold abroad or exported. So one such share, which we felt it suits our studio apartment space, is this one. This is called Gulholman chair, which is completely made out of banana fiber. And our next research started what are the materials they used, how they made the frame, how binding happened, and how they structurally organize. So how many chairs they manufacture, they have a same form. So when a craft comes, standardization is very important. So people will get a hold, like a trust on the craft. And this is then another product which is a stool, food stool, which also has inner frame, steel frame, so and a covering of banana fiber weave, and which is very lightweight and easy to use. Then ideation started. So we don't have exactly an idea, but we propose three approaches how we can push the banana fiber craft into a furniture or launch space. First idea is, so which is familiar to them. Weaving something like this is very familiar to these rural women, but the standardization of this product is very irregular because it varies each time based on the stem. So this is the first concept we made. So the second approach is using ropes. So even though they were very familiar with a lot of weaving patterns and all, they haven't pushed the potential of a rope. So we tried our second process approach using a rope to make a furniture. So I started weaving for the first time, like grid. So this is the pattern which is inspired, and we tried weaving this with completely of banana fiber. So another thing is all their products, whatever it is there, it is all very monochromatic and boring. So we try to push it by adding a. We tried to add a pigment. So we came to know how it looks. But yeah, yeah, this is same. Third is, so they were very familiar with making these kind of braided strands. So how we can incorporate these braided strands in our design? That's the our They do it manually? Yeah. So no. They do it very like it will take around 1 hour to make a 2-3 meters of braided. So how we can incorporate that in design? Third is, so it is based on the same approach, previous approach, but how can we incorporate any other additional features like collapsibility or any expansion, retention properties with the same? So we this is a basic common locking system. So we just tried to push an alternate weave, alternate rope come braided, both mixed. So this is another exploration. So does it give more flexibility? Yeah, flexibility is there, but the main thing is collapsibility. So when they don't want to use it, they just close it and keep it. So that's the objective. Using the same rope, we don't have this mock-up now because we ran out of rope, so we just used it back, unwinded it. So the idea here is, so using the rope crossing, how can we create a form? So we tested where when the rope height, the side width increases, the center of the crossing comes low. When the side width decreases, the center comes up. So how can we incorporate this in a furniture? So that is our fourth approach. Then we evaluated all the approaches. Concept 1, concept 2, concept 3. Then we categorized, evaluated based on this, whether it is workable by a craftsman or is it a novel idea, or what about the longevity of the product, and aesthetics, manufacturer standardization, whether this technique can be standardized to a larger extent, like we can uniform the manufacture process, or ergonomic preference, which suits best for the ergonomics. And these are some time consumption of making, which consumes maximum man hours. And finally, we find this both together is very novel, can be standardized because it is a rope. It doesn't uses the strands, and it can be made in any form, desired form. So these are some of the criteria which made us finalize these two concepts to push ahead. Then finally, like we have to consider how we sell that. So nowadays most of the products which were in market, furniture like IKEA or whatever the mall is, they will create a in-store experience where people, whoever sees it, they started living in it. That is a trigger point where it started. Second is social media marketing. When I started researching about banana fiber and natural fibers, I started getting lot of ads in Instagram, like which is the modern way of marketing. So I was analyzing how these people set up their spaces, how they market themselves. So the same idea goes with us. It is to create a spatial atmosphere. Whatever the photo it is, they just create a glimpse of how it's going to be. So either visual appeal in a lifestyle context or either storytelling. So storytelling is very important when we sell a product, because most of the product, even the IKEA sells in the name of banana fiber, they sell it as a rural women employment and these stuff. So we have that same story. So yeah, these are few things which we can utilize to promote us. So then to make something, we have to test it. So shouldn't you apply all three or some combination? Yeah, everyone up. Yeah, whatever product we design should visually appeal so it grabs their attention. Second, lifestyle context. If it suits them, they're gonna buy or not. Third, three are required. No, sometimes storytelling won't come into picture. But in terms of sustainability and crafts, storytelling is something that makes people buy. Like this is a crafts person, they spent a lot, art value, traditional. So testing the banana fibers was the next thing. What is the potential it can go? So we made 4 rigs. This was the last edition because of some changes. And first rig, we made a stool of a different height. And second, a different heighted chair with a different posture. Third, we tested the same this we tested the same grid, how much load it can take and how. So we tested with a lot of users, but these are like two extreme ends of the ergonomics, where this male is 182 centimeter and this female is 153 centimeter. The same chair, how they both have a different experience in the same chair. So height standardization. So we tested it with a couple of other people's, what they feel, how they will want, kind of. Then the test for loading. So initial test we didn't go with the proper testing methods, but how it can hold when he stands. Uh, the problem here we found is it sags a lot. So when it doesn't break, but it sags a lot. So this is the one problem which we did. Then we started rig testing. Same, what happens if it is in a seating position where the distribution is, yeah. So then we made this one. It was weaved, but initially it was, during testing, it was not weaved, and it responded differently. So this was our initial testing, where we loaded a 20 kg on the spine of the weave. Then what are the findings from the test? So if you want to incorporate it in a furniture, little more increase in the dia is needed. Second, cross weaving is must for production ready quality. So we can't just weave horizontally and sell it, because it doesn't have a load distribution capacity. So we have to weave it vertically. Then additional reinforcement. Whatever we do, seating area has a long time impact. So we need some sort of reinforcement, or additional strength is needed. Then fiber ropes for strength areas, and sheet ropes for filling. So which basically means wherever we need to put more load, we need to go with fibers. Wherever we need just a covering, we can go with a cheaper sheet based ropes. So these are our findings. Then starts, since we are going to make a easy chair for a urban youth, so form is very important in terms of shape and experience. So we started making a lot of sketches, ideas, how we can make a universally, like, well thought product. Then started, like, these are like some initial mock-ups we made, which looks very Scandinavian, and which can be very collapsible, these kind of designs. So these are some initial form. So main thing which our designs should do is it should make a statement. So visual appeal is the primary thing which grabs anyone's attention. So we are very much focused to make a good looking product. So we were pushing. Then we, with this study rig, we found an interesting clue, where initially while I was making this, both the side walls were straight. But while I was making, just thought, what happens if I cross the side walls? And regarding the ergonomic conditions, uh, so we need a lumbar support. How we achieved is we reduce the length, so the center comes front, and we increase the side width, so the center goes inside. This is our first basic concept. And we also found the back side forms a interesting curve. So we thought, let's develop that curve. So we did a lot of line drawings, but to speed up the process, we used parametric approach. We scripted a code to generate all these forms based on two lines. What are the two lines I give, it will create a form. So we generated a series of algorithms to create these forms. Finally, we found this form is liked by everyone because it has this organicness. So we thought of developing this. Yeah, this is a form set of forms which we thought of developing. Then again, what type of style I need to go, either like a very modern looking style or going with a curvilinear style. Again, here, so we choose curvilinear. So a lot of young youth are very much inspired by these forms. Like it breaks the monotony. So before moving deeper into the form, we started exploring a lot of patterns. If we weave it, what kind of pattern will look good? This itself has two different patterns. Then this is one, and this is one. So also we were parallelly exploring what kind of treatment we can do or we cannot do, or either we have to do. So this one is melamine done. This is not melamine done. So it has both its pros and cons. So third is we try to develop. This is one of the traditional forms, but it's not very much used. So we try to incorporate that. So where in the center it starts from one. Then it, yeah, this is a chair which we made. So this is a weave. So we, to increase the strength, we also introduced a bamboo sticks inside. So dyeing test. So what kind of color? So it looks very monotonous. So what kind of colors are possible? So we tried all the dyeing techniques to make. This is a color palette where you can see different sets of combos. But this is made with kata, which is used with pan. Second, turmeric and food color, just the food color. So these are some of the color palette which we were exploring. So then comes a final prototyping. So we have decided finalized a form. So we finalized the curvilinear form to go with. So how we achieve the curvilinear? Either it can be very two-dimensional where all the bends are in a single plane, or to make it little very dramatic, we can have a curve at both the axes, like three axis curves. And we were developing lots and lot of curves, and we were simultaneously trying to test lot of how the support's going to be, how we organize the back, how the structure is going to be, and if the structure is there when we weave doesn't going to impact or something. Then we figured out CNC bending is possible, so we can have a standardization. So to achieve a complex form at the same time, to get it standard, it is not an easy task. So CNC bending can be one option which we proposed. So for that, we have to consider the whole curves which we were studied to adapt CNC bending. So a lot of trial and errors, and CNC bending works differently. We can't give the model to print. We just need to export the coordinates, and it took some time. But again, it came really bent. So finally, we somehow managed to do. But these are some disclaimer happening. Like, so initial idea was to go with a banana fiber, but our supplier uh, like couldn't deliver because of some personal reasons at last time. So we tried to match the same banana fiber from Manila fiber. So Manila is a family of banana fiber. So we just incorporated that as our structurally strengthening rope. And to fill the whole seat, we were using normal banana stem ropes. And a lot of dye issues. So we just combined both. For the process, we used both MS and steel pipes of 20 and 90 dia. So yeah, these were like initial start where we were making to exactly trying to imitate our form. It has CNC done. At the same time, there are a lot of corrections which we needed a proper technician to get our designs properly. So second, the Manila rope which we bought. So we need to test. for its strength. So we we made path to stand over it, and it was not sagging like how the stem ropes does. So this is best stood for strength purpose. Then the final prototype,
How heavy it is?
I think it's we haven't weighed it, but it's not very heavy. Since we have used one rail of rope is of 2 mm thickness ms, which is causing the weight. Rope is around 2-3 kgs of ropes. No, there has some bush.
So design that little.
No, it is a manufacturing fault. So the fabrication which we did, actually it got missed, so we did not a manual adjustment
You
to.
always say you want a little movement,
No.
but then you have to see that it happens both.
So
the
our
same
product, we are open to the clients that we accept the failure. So yeah, stage one we did full cross weaving. Rudrapal sir helped a lot. Yeah. Also, Kailash ji, yeah, they helped a lot over the process. So this is how it came in the first. We started weaving to add some more details. So when we weave over a steel, the rope slips. So to avoid that, we have to use a fiber layer on the top. But whenever the weave comes towards here, we have to remove the tape. So this is how it came first when the cross weaving is done. It was looking very contemporary, and the amount of man hours that goes behind is very. I mean, it is huge, but as a craft, is that a craft? That made us question like just a cross weaving is fine. No, craft is intricacy. So we just trying to put more intricate details in it. So the later process, these bike ropes will have a lot of extra fibers around their skin. So we have to flame it all chair. Then all
looks
the
like burning, no?
yeah. So it was burning, but as soon as the hanging small like fibers burn, the flame stops.
Automatically stops.
Yeah. So before doing a cross weave, our plan is to cover entire thing with intricate details. But before doing it, we just don't want to miss the contemporariness this offers because of it monotonous region. So we did a small photo shoot with the same. Then we started it intricate detailing. I mean the weaving process where we marked the center. We started with weaving two. So the idea is to get a form something like this, where the weave goes inside. So you have to start with the lesser number 112233. So that's how we started here. So the here, so our plan was to complete the whole weave till here, but this weaving itself took too much time for us, but which is obviously very good because it is increasing the man hour spent on the product. Also, creating a lot of craft value. The just the cross weave, it is very contemporary furniture, but the weaves make it very craft. It can be a new set of craft genre. So we were making it and details. So a lot of weaving and unweaving has happened throughout the process. So sir will weave. I will make him unweave half. So sir was very much cooperative. So how we solved few things
So did you learn weaving yourself?
almost. Yeah, but yeah. So details, when it comes to details, since it's a curved shape, so we have to match the front dia and the back dia. So we have to introduce gaps, but how can we introduce it very harmoniously? That's where we tried. We made a single gap at the back, then double, double, triple, triple, four. So it kind of create a very, even the side portion should be very harmonious. Third, the same follows here. So the harmonious nature we can see. So other details. So to start this cross weaving, we need to have a support where we introduced, before welding only, we introduced a rod which goes front and back. So we can start this white weave and we get the continuous form of the same fiber. This one. Second, the flow, the support should not affect the flow of the form. So we try to make it as minimal as the connections as possible. So we achieved this. And also another thing, since the lope is not a very long length, if we use a very long length, then we have to weaving will be hard. So we have to use short length ropes. But how we will manage the knots? That is our next goal. So how we solved is, after every weave, every two strands, we'll have a one strand going inside. So we'll exactly placed our knots just going on the inside. But we missed it some of the places. But this is the idea where we hide lot of knots. And third is another important detail. So to get a smooth weave, the weave should not get interrupted in between, because we can't when we have to fabricate the wells before we start the weave, but we never knew where it going to come. So if a clash happens between the support, there will be a big gap, and which we can't help. So how we avoided this thing is another type of support system, where in between the both the supports there will be a gap. If we make this kind of support instead of joining both, so we made such a support system. So even wherever whatever the weave running is, we can even either match the support without clashing it or making it a gap. So yeah, this basic, like, we try to create a business module where our resource skilled women are the partners, and who are going to be a key partners, what are the key activities we are going to do. Then what is our value proposition? Unique and handcrafted bamboo, women employment, and increasing crafting time per product. So we have to increase the crafting time per product so that it becomes a craft, not a product. And initial furniture focus is on furniture for studio spaces. Then empowering rural women. Customer segments, both target is both domestic and international. Then working individuals in rental apartment, people leasing their studio apartments outside Airbnb. Revenue system. Then the cost, how so we are still trying to find a cost, because since it is in a R&D stage, we can't exactly come to a cost conclusion. But whatever the making cost, it will be 2.5 to 3 times of that making cost will be the final cost of the product. So
What is cost?
so
What's the making cost from the process?
so we have to calculate, must be around 6 to 7K. Yeah, thank you so much.